I'm Cubeoid, and this is episode 9 of my RotaryCraft tutorial series. In this episode, I'm going to be showing you some machines. Some of them are useful, some of them are just for fun, but that doesn't mean they're not useful. But it also shows some important things, like the rock melter. That's important, as well as this is some stuff that should have been covered before, but I in the earlier episodes I was kind of pushing too hard to get to more powerful engines, and I kind of got ahead of myself. But in the next couple of episodes of the RotaryCraft tutorial series, I'm going to be pretty much trying to get through some machines that aren't engines and can make your Minecraft life easier and more productive. But you may also realize I'm using new shaders, so I'm just using new shaders. If you don't like them, leave a comment saying you don't like them, and I'll change back to the original ones. But I think they look good. I don't really like the motion blur, but other than that, they're smooth and that stuff like that. And the shadows are nice. But yeah, so I should just get onto the actual video. So this is the rock melter. It is crafted using 4 HS lace steel ingots, 1 reservoir, 2 base panels, 1 HS lace steel gear, 1 shaft unit, and that gives you 1 rock melter. I should turn this off. There we go. And it pretty much looks like a cauldron, a steel cauldron, except it's got this friction heater on the bottom. You can power it with a steam engine. I have tested, it works just fine, but I'm using this AC electric engine just so it heats up a bit faster. I'm going to turn this on, and you can see the temperature is heating up, so its power input is the bottom, and it doesn't really, holding shift on it really won't tell you its power requirements. So I'm going to go into the book for that, and it should be right around here. There it is. So the rock melter uses frictional heating to melt rock into lava, which can be drawn out with pipes. Netherrack provides the most lava per block, while cobblestone provides the least. Then power input bottom. So cobblestone provides 50 millibuckets of lava, so 50 millibuckets is a half a bucket. So to get a bucket of lava, you're going to need 2 blocks of cobblestone melted. But normal smooth stone will provide you with 1 bucket of lava per stone melted, and netherrack will provide 2 buckets of lava per melted stone. I mean, could you call netherrack stone? It pretty much provides 2 buckets of lava per melted netherrack. There, much better. If you're wondering why this is glowing, that's because there's a lava pipe beneath it. Because I had previously recorded this and forgotten some stuff, and I still am forgetting things. So is this heated up yet? It's almost heated up. While that's heating up, I'm going to go over this next machine. This is the Obsidian Factory, and if you're wondering what I was talking about when I missed something, is I'm missing the crafting table here. That's supposed to show the mixer, but I can just show you its recipe. So it's just 4 HS lace steel ingots and 1 impeller. That gives you 1 mixer. And my family is being loud and obnoxious upstairs. Well, less of my family, more of my brother. Never mind that. Okay. What is he doing up there? Is he like jumping off his bed? Huh. Whatever. So the Obsidian Factory. The Obsidian Factory, I showed how it's crafted, right? Did I? I can't remember. But I'm going to show you. So it's 2 HS lace steel ingots, 1 glass pane, 2 liquid pipes, 1 mixer, 3 base panels. There. Sorry if I had already showed you it. I had just forgotten what I had previously done. Never mind. So to use it, you're pretty much going to need to pipe water into it and lava into it. and depending on the amount of lava in the tank, it controls what it's going to make. So if the lava meter is filled to about is low, then you're going to make cobblestone. If it's filled kind of middle, then you're going to make stone. But if it's filled near the top, then you're going to make obsidian. And I think that's how that works. I may be completely wrong, but to test that out, I will be using a lava bucket and filling it up. But yeah. So, is this heated up yet? Oh, well, that's doing that. I need to heat this one up as well. There we go. So let's go grab ourselves some cobblestone and some netherrack and disconnect this pipe. So I'm gonna put some cobblestone there, and it takes a while. It doesn't really show the how long it takes to melt the stone, but if you leave it for a bit, it will definitely melt. And you can see when you have something in it, it displays like these little blocks of stone inside of it. So that's pretty cool. Come on, melt faster. I mean, there it goes. I mean, we got... What is going on here? And okay, never mind. We have almost half a bucket of lava. Not really. But one thing I do wonder is if you put multiple cobblestone in there, because it is, I wonder if it does the same thing as the furnace. And where, I'm just confused where some of that lava went, but who knows. I guess maybe it doesn't always produce 100% of lava, 100% of the amount of lava you normally get. So let's wait to see if this will do every single one. Nope. So no matter how much rock you have in your rock melter, it will always melt one at a time. And so let's see. So netherrack should be giving us 2 buckets per one. So let's see how. So we should get a lot more per netherrack. Yeah, there we go. And it seems to melt a little bit faster as well. Much faster. So netherrack melts faster, and it gives you more lava. So that's win-win. There's no reason to do that and not use that. And you can see we can pump it into here. Then you can see we have lava at our Obsidian Factory, and you can see this is filling up. I should turn on this pump. So you can see, oh, I need to turn on the Obsidian Factory as well. So you can see here, we have a very tiny amount of lava in it, and we're only producing cobblestone and stone. So I have no idea if it depends on the amount of water or lava, but you can see here, oh, something I should, well, this is hissing away and waiting for the lava and water to fill up. I should show you the thing in the book. Actually, I can just do this, right? No, not that. This. So Obsidian Factory will mix piped in water and lava to produce obsidian. Be careful, if the machine is left full of lava for too long, it will start to overheat and eventually melt. So, yeah, don't do that. And something I should mention is that it has an alternate recipe where you can replace the steel ingots at the top with Invar, but since Invar is kind of difficult to make, there's really no reason you'd want to do that. So have we made any lava yet? No? I mean, have we made any else? No? Let's fill this thing up here a little bit. No lava? Not yet. How about now? No? You know, I have an idea. Let's grab our magic wand, go over to this reservoir, and just bing, bang, boom. There we go. Infinite lava. That can help as well. And don't pipe something too hot into the lava pipe, because it will, well, yeah, the lava's kind of clear. But it will break, the pipe will melt. Oh, we've got, so you can see the lava tank is full, and now we're getting our obsidian. So yeah, it does depend on how much lava is in the tank. You want your lava tank to be in the upper half, not the bottom half. And then you'll get your obsidian. Ooh. There. And because this thing does require wait, you what? Oh yeah, because the thing does require 2,000 kiloradians a second, you're going to need to put a gearbox on there. I don't know exactly what gearbox. I just put a 16:1 on there and it worked just fine. You can probably use a steam engine to power this if you do some fancy things with gearboxes, but I didn't. I just want to show you that it works. And if we come over here to this rock melter here, I have this heated up. So I need to show you this first. So this is the fuel line. It's made exactly the same as fluid pipe or liquid pipe, except you replace your steel with obsidian. So that's where this thing might come in handy, because it makes a lot of obsidian. I'm actually going to turn this off and make this non-infinite. There. But so mining 6 obsidian takes a decent amount of time, so that's where the rock melter comes in. So good to have that if you want to make yourself a lot of fuel line. But if you're thinking what I'm thinking, maybe you are, maybe you're not. The fuel line is used to carry, well, fuel. But how do you make that fuel? Well, we already know how to make these ethanol crystals. And well, what you can do is you can just take ethanol crystals, plop them into the rock melter, wait a bit, and you can see they'll all melt and you'll get ethanol. Then you can pipe that into a reservoir and, well, you're all good to go. And of course, using this, you can automate your ethanol supply. You know what, I'm just going to downright show you this right here. I need some things such as the engine control unit, and I'll just grab one of these over here. So these engines, these gasoline engines, they take I'm just gonna, there you go. Oh, there. These gasoline engines, they take ethanol in from the bottom. I'm just gonna fill this thing up full because I feel like it. There we go. There we go. Lots of ethanol. So after I show you this, so you can see this thing, it's now full and we got 3 hours of fuel time in it. So they don't accept from the front, back, top, any of that stuff. They accept fuel from the bottom. And in the last episode I showed you the engine control unit, which requires the engine to be placed on top of it. So that's kind of a problem. Well, you can see the engine control unit has a tank in it. So if we put this here and here, oh no, not that, here, then you can see this fuel line is now gone into there, and this thing's now filling up full of fuel. And it even transfers fuel through it, so if you put another one beside it, that won't work, but if you do this, that works. So they do kind of transport fuel through them, so you can kind of have a chain of them like that. And the engine control unit, you can speed and slow down your engines. So that's pretty useful. Clear inventory, get my book and stuff back. There we go. So some other things you can do with the rock melter is you can make resonant ender, liquefied coal. You know, I'm just going to go through these, and you can kind of pause the video if you want to see one. So the rock melter is pretty useful. It's fairly flexible in its uses. And here's something. I'll show you that in a second. But so to melt rock, I believe it needs to be 1,000 degrees Celsius. Not I believe, I know. But to melt lava rock, it requires a lower temperature than melting. So this is Geostrata's lava rock. It integrates with this, so you can see this lava rock requires less temperature, less temperature, less temperature, and so on. Then you can melt things like stone bricks, glowstone, and back at the beginning. So it's a fairly useful tool. So on to the next thing. So this I don't really know how to. Here, you don't need to be on. Then you don't need to be on either, and neither do you. Just to kind of get those sounds out of the way. Now I'm going to turn the Minecraft music up. Ah, that's the good stuff. But, okay, so this is the music box. It's crafted using 4 steel ingots, 4 note blocks, and 1 circuit board. And that gives you 4 music boxes. And it does have an alternate recipe where you can replace the steel with silver for some reason, and that still gives you 4 music boxes. And so it looks like, kind of looks like a note block except steel. But, so it's special because you don't just give it a redstone pulse, you can kind of program music into it. So, I don't exactly know how to use this. I tried playing with it, but if you click here, it's got this little demo thing that is in it. So this is so that just plays this, and you can choose like your instrument, channel, note length, and then your keyboard, and you can do all sorts of things. Again, I don't necessarily know how to use this thing, but in the info it says the music box is essentially an integrated note block circuit. Simply program it with music, either using one of the demo tracks or by writing your own, and give it power to run the music. A redstone pulse will cycle the music once. For looping music, use shaft power. So if you want the music to loop, apply shaft power. Okay, and so it's pretty simple. Again, I don't know how to do it. You can click a bunch of keys, I guess. Then if we apply a redstone signal, it should do its thing. Or not. Yeah, I don't know how to do it. It may be really simple, but I just don't get it. Maybe sometime I will, but not now. So on to the next thing. Bruh. Apparently I forgot one. Well, I've been out of it today. Never mind. Okay. I'll just show you the recipe. So it's fairly simple, the recipe for the arrow gun. It requires, what is this, 5 steel and 3 base panels and a dispenser, so pretty simple. And it looks like a steel dispenser, but it has a hole in the back. But pretty much what you do, you know what, I'll show you its entry first. You know, I can click on it. Nope. Click. So the arrow gun is the evolution of the dispenser. When given power, it will detect when a mob is in front of it and will fire upon it. Faster input speeds equal greater fire rates, while higher torque cause the arrow to fly faster, farther, and deal more damage. And so its required input, so required power is 1024 watts. This is just kind of the equation for the launch velocity, so how fast it launches. So pretty much this, and then times torque or something like that, then the rate of fire 1, and then it has a max of up to 5 shots per second, and then its range is, well, this. So it doesn't require that much power, so you can just power it with this lever, and you can see if you stand in front of it, oh, I've just done something stupid. Aha, I do have arrows. I'm just going to spawn these. So I'm going to put some arrows in it. And you can see when I stand in front, it attempts to shoot me. And if I was in survival, this would hurt me. But yeah. So let's spawn a creeper here. Mad Run. But you can see it does affect Iron Gaunt, so it does shoot at anything that walks in front of it. So that includes players, you, other players, friendly creatures, that stuff. But oh, I did not mean to do that. I require a gravel gun. So you can see here, per arrow, is he not standing in front, or is it out? It's out. So you can see it does about, with the DC electric engine, it does about 5 damage per arrow. But again, you saw applying more torque, it gives it more power in terms of its damage. So if we use the gasoline engine and give it arrows, I need to stop getting ahead of myself. You can see it shoots much faster. But if you put the creeper in front of it, you can see the other one took like 3 hits to kill it. Well, this one 2 hits, and you can see this one still does. This one does like, I don't know, what is that? 15? I don't know, it seems to do like 15 or so damage. Yeah, it's 15. So gasoline engine will do 15 damage per arrow. Then, but if you apply the DC electric engine with the gearbox set to torque, and of course give it arrows, you can shoot. It doesn't shoot that fast, but it still packs a punch, dealing slightly, and it deals slightly less damage than the gasoline engine. But if you want to go out, you can put, of course you could use the AC electric engine, but I have to set up redstone stuff for that. But you can see this one, if it has arrows, will instantaneously just yeet that creeper out of existence, including other players. So you could have this thing like hidden in a wall like this, and have a long shaft so they can't hear the engine sound, and they just kind of walk in front, and well, so any player trying to sneak into your base, well, this would be them, and then you would have their stuff. And then how much damage does it do per hit? I don't know exactly how much damage that is, but it's a decent amount. And if you really want to go for it, you could probably put one of these creative industrial coils on there and just send it, and well, anything hit with it would be erased from existence. But that's for creative mode, because of course you can't get the creative mode industrial coil in survival, as the name kind of says. On to the next thing. This thing is kind of for fun, but I mean, it's kind of useful. You could probably set up like a big display with it, but this is the fireworks display. You could probably set them in like some sort of order and like use redstone to create some sort of pattern and stuff like that and make like a real fireworks show, but I'm getting ahead of myself again. So how to craft it: you need an Eye of Ender, 1 dispenser, 1 redstone, and 6 base panels. And it's a pretty simple looking block. It's just steel. Does it have a hole in the bottom? Nah. The better movement mod is keeping me from shift jumping. But never mind that. So how to use it? Pretty much, I'll show you its input. Not input, I'll show you its info. So the Firework Machine will, when given the appropriate ingredients with which to make fireworks, craft random fireworks out of the possible recipes and launch them automatically. When given pre-made firework stars, it will use those preferably. And then with excess power input, the machine is capable of conserving ingredients and thus far getting more fireworks out of the same ingredient. So if you put like 2 gunpowder, a paper, and a dye in there, it will make fireworks, and if you give it a bunch of power, it has a chance of making multiple fireworks before using that up. Or if you give it an unholy amount of power, it will not use them up. So as you can see there. Oh, wrong button. There. So I already showed how to craft it. So allow me to demonstrate by just powering it up. For power requirements, so it requires 65 kilowatts and a minimum speed of just above 4,000 radians a second. So fairly speed hungry machine, but a 16 to 1 gearbox set to speed will supply that. And so let's just take some stuff like some gunpowder. Let's make it spark. Let's make it crackling and blue. So you pretty much if you put your gunpowder, your paper, your lapis, and your glowstone. Yes, I know it won't work. You can see nothing happens. That's because it needs to craft the firework star. So if you're not familiar with fireworks in Minecraft, you can create the firework star, and then the firework star needs to go into a firework rocket that will then shoot it up and blow it up. So the firework star is crafted with the glowstone, the lapis, and the gunpowder. And but then why does it need 2 paper? You know what? I don't even know. But oh, I know. It doesn't need 2 paper. Never mind what I was said before. So the firework star is crafted with it would use the glowstone, the lapis, and the gunpowder. But to craft the rocket that's going to send the star up, it requires paper and gunpowder. So it needs an extra gunpowder. And there it is. And you can see it's not using them up because the supplied power for this thing is enough for it to not use it up. And believe me, it will eventually use them up, but or will it? I have not actually had it where it uses them up. But you can see it's just going yeah. But this one, you can see I have 1 of every single type of material that could ever be possibly used in the Minecraft firework. And I am giving this thing the possible fastest shaft and the highest possible torque. So the highest speed, highest torque are going to go into this thing, and well, I think you already know what's going to happen. Oh, I landed outside. And because of it, so this one still hasn't used up its stuff. So you can see it's just going. So yep, pretty good. and you can put multiple. So this is the most amount of fireworks that can ever come out of it. But it is a lot of fireworks, and they're just going off. These black things in the air are just the clouds. But there. You can, now that we're actually looking at the ground, you can see the actual fireworks properly. So, a fairly fun machine. But if used correctly with the proper amounts of redstone controlling like the power input, like you could probably like set up different colors and stuff like that, and have different machines. You can set up like a whole fireworks show and stuff like that. So pretty cool. This thing's still going. So with the gasoline engine, it seems this thing will pretty much never use up its gunpowder and materials you put into it. So this, you could put in all the dye, all the materials, and it would just forever shoot out fireworks as long as it has power. So I'm actually going to leave that going, except for one thing. I want a fire charge in there. There you go. So you can see sometimes it'll be the big one, sometimes it'll be the crackly one, if it will ever do one. It doesn't want to sparkle. No, it is actually sparkling. Yeah, see? No, it is. So you can see sometimes it uses the fire charge, sometimes it uses the glowstone. So that's pretty much the basis of the thing. It randomly makes fireworks depending on what materials it has into it. And while using it, you can do stuff like this. I've been spending too much time on this thing, but I don't know, how much time have I been spending on this tutorial? Wow, 32 minutes already. But yeah, I still have more to go. This is, you know what, I will turn this off. And get rid of the slimes. There we go. So this thing is important. This is called the coil winder. It's fairly simple to make. It's just a 2x gear unit, a shaft unit, 2 HSLA steel ingots, and 3 base panels, and that gives you 1 coil winder. And it looks pretty good. It's just, it takes power in the back, and you put the coil there and it winds it, and it can be input or output mode. I will show you its info. So the coil winder is used to wind up coils, coil items to store mechanical energy for later use. It can also use previously wound coils as an energy source, thus allowing you to transport power in item form. And the coils you put into it look like this, and these are wind springs, and they are made with just 4 HSLA steel ingots. But a slight problem of that is that, you know, I'll show that later. So pretty much, you need to supply it with a lot of torque. So a gasoline engine with, I need to grab some ethanol. So gasoline engine with just a gearbox, a 16:1 gearbox on it set to the torque, will be enough to get this thing to wind your coils up all the way to the max. But the problem, so you can see it going there, the problem is these wind springs have a chance to break. So the more power you put into it, the higher the chance is that they will eventually snap. And this is an issue because it's kind of hard. So what I found, they snap usually around 1,000 kilojoules. So, and the higher the power inside the wind spring, the higher torque required by the engine to spin it. So you can see it, we're approaching about 800 kilojoules right here. Then I wonder if we'll reach 1,000. I believe the wind spring has a max possible wind of like 30,000. Ah, we've made it past 1,000 kilojoules. Oh, we're slowing down. It's getting hard to wind up. Can the engine do it? Yes, it can. but it makes a sound when it winds it when it's when it breaks. Where's my book? I need my book. So if I go here, I just need to find it. Here it is. So wind spring. So the wind spring is used to store mechanical energy. Once wound up the coil, once wound up with the coil winder, it can be used to power. It can be used in another winder to provide a small amount of power, or it can be used to run various tools. Note that when charging coils, they run the risk of breaking, a risk which gets larger and larger as they are wound tighter and tighter. So you can see this one, we're almost at 1,000 kilojoules, and when they snap, they make a kind of anvil sound. And there's many kind of, oh, there it is. No, that's not the anvil sound, that's the tool breaking sound. What am I talking about? But you can see it broke, and we gotta get another one and put that one in there. So that's why they're so cheap to craft, because you will go through a lot of them. And RotaryCraft has many hand tools like the vacuum gun, the knockback gun, the gravel gun. I'm going to show these things in the next episode. But yeah, so I'll show you its output mode. I need to grab one of the dynamometers. So if we set this thing here and the dynamometer up like so, and let's just wait for it to get to 1,000. You know what, let's not wait for it to get to 1,000. You know what, yes, let's do that, because RotaryCraft has pre-wound ones here. So you can see, oh, that one went, you can see this one has like 30,000 kilojoules in it, so they can be wound tight, but you're probably never going to get to this without breaking it. So let's put that in there and click output mode, and you can see we're outputting speed at 1,000 radians a second, at 8 newton meters, and providing around 8 kilowatts of power. So decent amount of power. So what's this comparable to? I don't know, is that comparable to like a wind turbine or something like that? I think. Is it exactly comparable to a wind turbine? It is comparable to just less than a wind turbine. So still, it allows you to carry around power in a compact item form. And most importantly, they can be used in items. So, or certain blocks, which will, next episode is going to be mostly about all the sorts of tools and machines that run off of the wound up coils. But I have one right here, so this is the particle display. Now, looking at this, I just kind of feel kind of stupid. For a couple reasons, some which you may have figured out just by realizing what I just did there, but oh, this coil didn't come out of my inventory yet. Good. But you can see, so this is the particle display. It's crafted using 4 HSLA steel ingots, 1 dispenser, 1 circuit board, 2 base panels, and 1 impeller. But you can also replace that steel with some tin, and that still gives you 4 particle displays. And they kind of look like just a steel block with a hole in the top. And what you do is you take your wound coil, you put it in here, and you choose your particle. So, oh, there we go. So the villager annoyed thing, there you go. You want that? You want this one? There you go. Not much to it. And so you can see the particle display can emit a stream of any particle type you choose from it. Its GUI requires charge wide spring, so pretty simple. It always faces straight up. There's no way to make it face sideways, I believe, unless you use the screwdriver, but I still think, yeah, that doesn't change anything. It will always emit the particles straight up, so you can probably do some interesting things with that. Oh, what are these? Oh, these are the footstep particles. Why would you ever want such a thing? But like the void particles, smoke, critical, smite, bubbles don't work apparently. explosion particle effect. So if you want an infinite explosion for some reason, then here you go. Ender particles, all sorts of particles. Slime, raindrops, these things, hearts, but I think you get it. So I think I'm gonna end this episode off here. Just put this wine spring away. So thank you for watching this video. Hopefully you managed to watch this video to the end. And if you enjoyed the video, then like, and if you want to see other mod tutorials like this and be notified when I post why is my mouse doing that? And be notified when I post another video, such as the continuation to this episode, subscribe to my channel. And if you hopefully you watch the next video.